All right, we're back in the studio. It's been a little bit of a while here. Happy to be back. Things are going good. We've got lots of sports to get into. Just quickly, Hugh and Tiger, the interview is completely up. It's fully online everywhere. It's on YouTube. We've got it on Spotify, and then I've got clips, shorts, reels everywhere on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter. That was a very awesome weekend. I'm very happy to be back. I'm happy to be looking at some current events, some things that are happening. There's a lot to get into. World Cup has begun. Basketball. We got football. Today's Thanksgiving in the United States, so south of the border. Happy Thanksgiving. Lots of football today. We got some basketball news, as well. Some things to get into. Some hockey things as well. Some things to look at. We've got a lot of exciting news here. First and foremost, of course, the World Cup. I'm very excited. So Brazil and Serbia is playing right now. A lot of the games they happen so on the Pacific Coast. Everything's so early. It's a little bit difficult to get into some of the games. I wasn't able to watch my team, Germany, yesterday morning because the game's at 5 a.m. Pacific. I'll catch an 8 a.m. game or an 11 a.m. game, but I'm not going to be getting up to those 5 a.m.ers. Hopefully there's not too many more of those. Hopefully we don't have to see too many more losses by Germany as well, because that also was just it's such a difficult upset to see that. I've got a little bit more expectations, I suppose you could say, for Canada. I suppose everybody around here we're looking at it with such intent. A lot of eyes, a lot of Canadian eyes. Everybody is just, it's so cool, you know. It's like when the Raptors were in the NBA Finals in 2019. Everybody was just talking about it. Everybody knew, well, you know, it was the game. It was the game is on. Canada is playing kind of deal, right? And here we are again. It's the World Cup. It's the biggest sport in the world and the biggest stage. And Canada looked phenomenal yesterday against Belgium. I think that we can take a lot from this game. I'm very excited for the next match. Hopefully, obviously, that we really want them to get some more points here. I think that they did play really well as far as their pressuring of the Belgian team. I noticed that the defense by Belgium just was so much more impactful in the second half when they knew that they needed to be, they were holding on to that one goal. It was a huge boost, I think, for them. Some say that the momentum changed after Davies missed that penalty kick. I think that's a possibility, but honestly, just Canada had the same amount of energy and enthusiasm throughout the entire game. I think that Larin, when he was substituted in, he had some excellent chances. Obviously, Davies had some great chances. There were just huge playmaking guys that just, him and Buchanan as well, they made some amazing plays. And the chances, I think, were there. I think Davies should have taken that penalty kick. I don't think it's even a discussion. And that Canada is definitely on board to they got to win. They got to get something here on the board here. These group stages are huge. They're very important, and just like I learned last World Cup for Germany, it was very hard to see them not get out of group stage, being the defending champions and all. But upsets, upsets are very, very nice sometimes to see. And hopefully Canada can, as an underdog, turn the underdog story on the better teams. So Morocco, Croatia, get ready. I'm sure they were watching that game yesterday as well. So the World Cup just started on Sunday. We've got almost everybody. After today's latest match, everybody will have played. Congratulations to Cristiano Ronaldo becoming the first player ever, the first person in history to ever score 5 goals at 5 different World Cups. A goal in 5 World Cups. That is an amazing feat for the Portugal team captain, 37 years old, exceptional athlete. Wow, an amazing career, and it's still going strong. All the best to him, and good luck, Ronaldo, on the rest of your World Cup run. Yesterday, I got a little bit of hockey in. The Lightning weren't playing; they're taking a bit of a break, which I suppose is good. I guess it would be nice to see them back in the win column. It was a tough loss against the Boston Bruins on Tuesday. So I was watching the Toronto Maple Leafs. That game was on Monday, I guess it was. Tampa's taking a bit of a break. Toronto Maple Leafs, New Jersey Devils. The New Jersey Devils were on a 13-game winning streak, and Toronto beat them 2-1. There were a few disallowed goals. One of them was goaltender interference. The second one was incidental contact on the goaltender, and then the third one was a alleged kick in. And by then, the New Jersey fans had had enough. So the New Jersey fans were already chanting the eponymous "Ref, you suck" chant, which, do it if you want. I personally don't really care for it. I'm not gonna reprimand you if you do it. I personally would never do that because I know that the same referees that give and take away penalties are the same ones. Well, they do just that. Referees that give your team a penalty are the same refs that are going to give your team a power play. So I'm not going to boo them when I want a power play. It's not a circumstantial transactional relationship here. The referees are the referees throughout the entire game. So they weren't so much giving it the referees. I suppose they were a little bit. But essentially what happened, if you weren't there and you missed it, the fans, after that third disallowed goal, they began thinking in a very, very existential, temporal way of thinking. The everything just kind of went small. Everything just disappeared. It's like yesterday disappeared, tomorrow disappears. And they just thought about the moment, just this tiny little moment in history. And they threw their beer onto the ice, and they littered the rink, and it took about 10 minutes to clean up, a couple commercial breaks. The Toronto Maple Leafs went back into their tunnel. It's pretty mind-blowing that I think the New Jersey fans, I don't know what kind of fine there should be, but it should be illegal to throw beer onto the ice, to litter the ice like that. It should be illegal. I would be absolutely disgusted. First of all, words haven't been invented yet on how disgusted I was yesterday watching that. It was completely egregious. I can't even formulate a coherent sentence as to how my emotions would translate over to them for them to understand how I feel. So your team has a 13-game winning streak, and you are going to lose your mind for 2 seconds because one little thing in your tiny little incomprehensible mind couldn't understand. If the Lightning fans did that, I would be feeling like I don't even know you. I don't even associate with you. How could you do something like that? Especially since these New Jersey Devil fans have so much to be grateful for. Man, we truly don't get what we deserve. We get better than that. You think these New Jersey Devil fans deserved that 13-game winning streak if that's how you actually act and behave? I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. I used to question why bad things happened in the world, but now I question why the good things happen in the world. So much to enjoy, and you just throw it all away like that. That's another reason why I don't feel the need to boo the referees. What am I booing them for? For one insignificant game in November? Let's look at the bigger picture. It's hard. I shouldn't be asking everybody to look at it that way because apparently it is harder than it looks. It's hard. It's actually so hard to believe that there's an entire season out there to consider. And then the New Jersey Devils were just on they've won 13 of the last 14, and you're still gonna lose your mind over that. I there's nothing I can do about it. I live in Vancouver. Those people live in New Jersey, and they're probably going to do it again. And there's nothing I can do about it. But I want people to think about what this means, to look at it differently, if I can. If anybody realizes what it means, and maybe you've done it and you think to yourself, well, it's not as bad as you made it sound. And I agree, it's not as bad as I made it sound. But to me, coming from my point of view as a passionate sports fan, that is my opinion. That is how I think and feel about the situation. Because you're right, it was just plastic. I just threw plastic on the ice. None of this rhetoric that you've uttered was relevant when I don't feel that way. I'm grateful for the 13 wins. I was just upset with the call. Absolutely. This is just my opinion because I unfortunately have the blessing and the curse of caring a lot about sports. Whether you relate to that or not, hey, just hey, go about your way enjoying sports the way that you do. Because like I said earlier, there's nothing I can do about it. It's just the way it is. And it's just my opinion that this was as absolutely outrageous as it was. Especially when the Maple Leafs went into their own tunnel. It's like, can we just end the game? Can we end the game like the CBS broadcasters thought of when the Cowboys were slapping around the Vikings on Sunday and they just went to another game? Can we do that instead, please? So the Golden State Warriors, oh man, yeah. So it happened again. The Warriors on the road, this time against the Pelicans, they decided to bench Draymond Green, Andrew Wiggins, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson. They decided to bench them. They decided to rest them. You know, you guys have been working hard, losing all these games. We want to give you a rest, says Steve Kerr. And hopefully we can get a win out of our younger guys. We can get some players that nobody wants to see and lose. That's what we're going to do. And it's gonna be great, okay? So don't question it. So pretty much what happens is if you look at the whole stat line, I guess it's technically the box score, but during the game, if you look at all the players, what were they up to during the game, before the game, after the game, there will be these useless words like knee soreness and ankle tightness. So these useless words, these entirely inconsequential designations are used to pretty much explain why Steph, Klay, Draymond, and Wiggins were resting against the Pelicans. And this was a few days ago because the Warriors played the Clippers last night. So I'm going to get into the Clippers, but first off, I want to say that these words, these completely, entirely inconsequential words like knee tightness and ankle soreness are now, they're just allowed to flourish. They're allowed to expand and grow. And their connotation stretches beyond whether the injury is real or not. It extends beyond a player just wanting to rest. You can use this whenever you feel like. And this allows for a culture of not playing for no reason, which to me is an absolute disgrace and dishonor to the competitive nature of sports. That's what this is. It's an epidemic that's real, and coaches don't even realize it. Again, like I said, and this now the Clippers, they did this last night. They rested Kawhi and Paul George, and like I said, I've said this before. Fans don't want to go see Reggie Jackson and Marcus Morris. They just don't. I know it's hard to believe. I really want to see these guys. I want to see these players. You know, I want to see these amazing Reggie Jackson and Marcus Morris. I want to see who else? I want to see Amir Coffey. You know, I got my Amir Coffey jersey. Let's go. Right, yeah. Kawhi Leonard makes how much? Paul George makes how much? 30s, 40s, 30s. Millions.